There's a couple of concepts I want to get some clarification on. And the first one is appreciation without attachment.
Appreciation has to be without attachment.
Can you go deeper?
Well, what appreciation ultimately is alignment with source. No motive, just alignment with source. That's why we say, go to the vortex because it feels good, not because you're going to try to make something happen by being in it.
So if we can tune ourselves to a state of appreciation consistently,
or frequently.
Or frequently, what will we notice?
You will notice a chronic alignment with the vibration that we would translate into the words of appreciation. Is you seeing the world through the eyes of source. What you would notice is that the world is spinning in perfection. What you would notice is that what you want is surrounding you at all times. What you would notice is that people who come to you are on your wavelength and interested in what you want to talk about, and you they. What you would notice is that your body is thriving, and when you breathe deeply, it tastes good. What you would notice is that your body is sensual and tactile, and that the environment that surrounds you is loving and comforting. What you would notice is that you're intelligent and that you have all-knowing and that your timing is excellent. What you would notice is that people are uplifted in your presence. What you would notice is that the world is beautiful and that it is in balance. What you would notice is that well-being is the order of your day. What you would notice is that life is full and fast and fun and sweet. What you would notice is that you just want more of it. What you would notice is that sleeping isn't very important to you, but focusing is. What you would notice is that music just ripples through your body in a way that you just think that you almost can't endure it. It is so good. And food and sex and all of those things that are tactile and delicious in nature are beyond description as you are participating in them. What you would notice is the perfection of your beingness, and what you would feel is the complete worthiness of who you are. You would feel the love of that which is source, of that which is us, of that which is your inner being, wrapped through you and around you, not supporting you because you don't need support. You are source energy and you are flowing. You would find yourself feeling as you felt in the moment that you made the decision to emerge, and in the moment of the emergence, you would feel rapturous anticipation about all that is possible. You would feel sure about where you stand and knowing that wherever it is right. You would feel love for literally everyone that you laid eyes on, no matter who they are or what they are doing. You would know value in the trouble that they're stirring. You would know value in the solution that they are seeking. You would know value in their beingness, and you would love them for being, you see. Yeah. We're glad you asked. We're glad you asked.
One last quick question. Will you just give us your deepest, most vast, profound definition and explanation of what love is?
Love is utter alignment with and no vibrational variance from the source who is you.
Does it go deeper?
Well, there's nothing deeper than that, but we can explain it in other ways. Love is attention in the moment of the feeling of love to the precise opinion and perspective that source holds about the same subject that's on the table. We actually prefer the word appreciation to the word love because the word love is so loaded for physical beings. You've sort of ruined the word. Because you speak of love when you don't have it, and you speak of love when you don't feel it, and you speak of love when it's missing. And so love for most people is tainted with resistance, where appreciation is a purer vibration. But love and appreciation and joy and exhilaration are all evidences of alignment, which must mean absence of resistance, which must mean focus into fullness of who you are. It's like closing that gap and being one streaming energy. You see, you were one streaming energy before you were born into this body. You were pure love. Then you got here and you started worrying about stuff. So you're not pure love. And then you went in the vortex where you were pure love, and you went out and you weren't, and you went in and you were, and you went out and you weren't. Then you started listening to other people who tried to tell you what it was, even though you could feel it on your own, you see. And now you've made your way back to, and this gathering has certainly been about that today, of consciously recognizing that my vortex is a reality, a vibrational reality. And the source, who I really am, lives and loves. And when I deliberately reach for the feeling of that until I've tuned myself, trained myself into the frequency of that, then I will really come to know it when I get to apply it to the details of all life. So we would say the best definition of love is awareness of self and a determined decision to be in complete alignment with that which is source, that which is truly who I am. And appreciating every rascal that challenges it and makes it more and more and more important for me to do that. Love is not looking at despicable and unlovable and loving it. Love is the discipline to know that if there is a question, there is an answer. And if there is the unwanted, there is the wanted. And having the self-discipline to focus into the vortex where the solutions are.
And is it important or not important, but where does self-love, unconditional self-love fit into this puzzle? Must that come first before we can love externally?
It doesn't have to come first. It doesn't matter what the object of your attention is that you are loving. In other words, there are plenty of things on this planet that are impossible to love. Just don't look there. And don't demand that they change in order for you to feel love. That's where it's at. So much of your world is saying, because they innately know that they want to love, and they don't love that, and they don't love that, and they don't love that. So they're asking all of that to become different and lovable. And then they lose their control. They lose their power and their freedom because they can't control all of those uncontrollable things, you see. Where when you discover that you have the ability to focus yourself into love, then and only then are you willing to allow the variety of intentionality to exist. You see how we've come full circle? Humans so often say, I want to feel love, and therefore I will allow these lovable things, but I will not allow those unlovable things. But in their not allowing of those unlovable things, they take themselves out of the realm of love. And then it is their absence of being connected with love that makes them so sure that they need to destroy what they think is the reason that they don't feel love. Isn't it interesting? When all along, the only reason you don't feel love is because you're looking at a place where you can't line up with who you are. What you're seeking is alignment with the point of view that Source holds, which you have brilliantly asked us already to define in the beginning of this leading edge conversation.
Beautiful.
It is.
Thank you.
I have a question I'd like to follow up. I've watched, like Esther and I do things for folks, and I'll notice some people will say some thank you and some don't. And I'll watch some families, the parents are saying, say thank you. And some parents never say thank you. And so it seems like the thank you thing is almost like a trained thing, trained into us to say thank you. But appreciation doesn't seem to be trained. And I heard from you something just then I'd never heard before, because I appreciate all of his questions, and because it also brought out an answer I guess I've been looking for. Where does appreciation come from? Because appreciation isn't trained. People who have known me a handful of people who've really got to know me have said, you're the most curious person I have ever met in my life. I am really curious, but I'm always looking for something that makes me feel good in that curiosity. And so the wonderful things, and so many have come to me in my lifetime, nothing has ever come to me because it was something I really, really wanted. It's always come because of something I have appreciated. Everything really huge and big is just something I appreciated, and suddenly it's now part of my life. And so what I heard from you then, it isn't anything I'm really doing. It's the other aspect of me is somehow seeing and appreciating that and feeling that. And now I'm in harmony and alignment with what that love or that feeling or that is. I can't put it into words.
You've already through life put it into your vortex.
Okay.
And in your quest and finding of appreciation, you align with it. And then it shows itself to you.
So when you would tell somebody you should learn to appreciate more, can you clarify a little more how all of us, or at least any of us, can become better at appreciating?
We want to go back to the question that you were posing about someone saying thank you.
Yeah.
And we want to say that there's something within your control that takes you right to appreciation, and something not in your control that then takes you from it. So when you're in the vortex and you are inspired to a behavior, you're already in such utter appreciation that your behavior is inspired from the source within you. In other words, the greatest gift that you're giving is your alignment with source. But while in that alignment with source, there's plenty of other things that you are giving too. But in the moment that you are then reflecting on the way another is receiving your gift, now you are immediately outside the vortex. So you have taken yourself into a vibrational frequency that is different than the one that you were enjoying so much. And that's when you then think, well, my gift is not appreciated. And we say the appreciation that you're seeking is the appreciation that flows through you in the offering. It's not ever in what's coming back to you.
Right.
And when you understand that alignment with source taps you into an infinite stream of abundance and well-being, and then you know you've tapped into the headwaters, and that nothing has to come back to you in any other way, because it's never ending in what is flowing through you and to you and through you and to you and through you and to you and through you. And anyone and everyone's response to you is irrelevant. The only thing that is relevant is your relationship with this never-ending stream.
Which you just reminded me of. Back about 1960, something happened to me, a psychological thing happened, where I suddenly saw the world and everything is beautiful and everyone is perfect and all the things that I had been critical of and beating people down for and yelling at and shoving before, nothing was wrong with them. It was all beautiful and everyone loved me. Everyone loved me. It lasted for about 2 years, but I'm still not hitting a lot of folks, but my point is, I know that that's there because I actually lived it. I know what it's like to see everything as beautiful and everything is perfect and every person is perfect and appreciating them all.
And how about
But I can't.
An even more perfect understanding or perfect world where you have that knowledge so you align with it? Mostly.
Yeah.
But occasionally you step outside your vortex and you ask for something more, and then you align with that. And then occasionally you step outside your vortex and ask for something more, and then align with that. In other words, when you put this whole thing together, that's when you're able to appreciate those not in their vortex who are contributing mightily to the vortex. Mm-hmm. You see.
Thank you.
So the definition of appreciation. What is appreciation anyway, in very literal terms? Isn't it about expansion? Don't you want your banking account to appreciate? Don't you want your value of your land to appreciate? Isn't it just the most perfect word? It means expansion. It means becoming more of itself. And so you are living in a universe, and more specifically in this time-space reality, which insists on appreciation. But the appreciation or the love that you are reaching for in the way you're wanting it defined is you up to speed with the appreciation you have been seeking, with the expansion that you've been seeking.